So I get a lot of questions about maybe motor overloads. Maybe your mill keeps shutting down, or the motors on the mill keep overamping, kind of questions like that. So I just want to talk quickly about some of the most common things that I see for issues that cause that. So I'd say probably the first thing to check is your discharge conveyance coming out of the mill. Two common things that I see is maybe the conveyor is undersized for the amount of material that you're putting through, or you might say if it's a flex auger, there might be a gate that was on that lower boot that is partially closed or is closed. If that's the case, just take that thing out. You want your conveyance to take away the material as fast as your mill's gonna put it into the conveyance. So first thing, check your discharge conveyance. Make sure that that is rated appropriately for how much material you're putting in. Kind of the next thing is, the big question is, how much material are you putting in? So a good way to kind of test that is, so if you open your slide gate, you can have that open too much. So just because your slide gate can open all the way doesn't mean that your mill can take it away that fast. I'd recommend closing your slide gate all the way, put a 55-pound bag into the hopper, open it up to kind of what your typical opening is, and then time how long it takes for that 55-pound bag to get through the mill. And if it's more than what the rated capacity is, then you might need to kind of throttle down. And then once you kind of hit that ideal sweet spot, just mark that gate kind of where you need to open it to, every time you're milling. One other thing, those are probably the two most common things, but one other thing that's super uncommon, but it's possible, you could have your belts over tensioned. Maybe if you're unfamiliar with the process and kind of how to do it, and you tried tightening them, you might have over tightened them, and that might be causing an excess amount of force on the motor, which is causing it to overamp. Again, not likely, but something to look at. So those are probably the three most common things that I see and that I hear. So if you're having that issue, give those things a try.